Attraction is not an accident. It is not luck, fate, or coincidence. It is a silent psychological process that begins long before emotions appear on the surface. People believe they fall for someone because of looks, confidence, or charm. But the truth is far more unsettling, where logic has no authority and emotions obey hidden rules. Every smile, every pause, every moment of distance or closeness activates ancient survival mechanisms inside the brain. These mechanisms were designed to protect humans, but when understood deeply, they can be used to influence desire itself. Some people trigger attraction without knowing why. Others learn how to activate it intentionally. And when these psychological triggers are misused, they don't just attract, they control, confuse, and emotionally trap. Today, you're going to discover 7 dark psychology tricks that are powerful enough to attract almost anyone. So powerful that without awareness, they should feel illegal. The first dark psychology trick is scarcity illusion, and it is one of the strongest forces behind attraction. The human brain is wired to value what feels limited. When something appears easily available, the mind assumes it can be replaced. But when access feels uncertain, attention sharpens instantly. This is why people often desire those who seem busy, emotionally reserved, or slightly distant. Scarcity triggers fear of loss, and fear amplifies focus. The mind begins filling gaps with imagination, creating emotional stories that feel real. Attraction grows not from what is given, but from what might be taken away. This mechanism becomes dangerous when scarcity is manufactured intentionally. Real self-respect creates natural boundaries. Fake scarcity creates anxiety. And anxiety, when mistaken for attraction, leads people into unhealthy emotional attachments. The second trick is emotional mirroring, a subtle psychological process that creates instant connection. Humans trust what feels familiar. When someone reflects your emotional tone, communication style, humor, and energy, your nervous system relaxes. The brain interprets this as compatibility. It feels like understanding, like resonance, like being seen without explanation. But mirroring doesn't require honesty, it requires observation. When used ethically, it builds comfort and emotional safety. When used darkly, it can simulate intimacy before real trust exists. This is why some connections feel intense very quickly and then collapse just as fast. The bond wasn't built on truth, it was built on reflection. The third trick is intermittent reinforcement, one of the most addictive psychological patterns ever studied. When affection is unpredictable, the brain becomes obsessed with earning it. Consistent attention creates security. Inconsistent attention creates obsession. The mind begins chasing emotional validation the way gamblers chase wins. Every small moment of affection feels amplified because it isn't guaranteed. Over time, the brain associates emotional anxiety with attraction. This is why people stay emotionally attached to partners who give just enough love to keep hope alive, but never enough to feel safe. This trick doesn't create love, it creates dependency. And dependency feels powerful until it destroys emotional stability. The fourth trick is controlled vulnerability, a method that accelerates emotional bonding by manipulating trust. Vulnerability creates closeness, but timing determines control. When someone reveals personal pain, fears, or insecurities at the right moment, the listener feels chosen. That feeling creates emotional obligation, to protect, to stay connected. When vulnerability is genuine, it deepens relationships. When it is calculated, it becomes a tool. Emotional intimacy forms before logical boundaries are established. The danger is not vulnerability itself, it's vulnerability without honesty. The fifth trick is identity validation, one of the most powerful attraction mechanisms in psychology. People don't just want affection, they want confirmation of who they believe they are. When someone reflects a person's ideal self back to them, strong, intelligent, misunderstood, special, it creates a deep emotional anchor. The person doesn't feel attracted to you, they feel validated by you. This creates attachment, because losing you feels like losing part of their identity. Healthy validation supports growth. Dark validation creates dependence. The difference lies in whether the validation empowers independence or replaces it. The sixth trick is silent dominance, an often misunderstood form of psychological power. True dominance is not loud, aggressive, or controlling. It is calm, slow, and emotionally regulated. The person who reacts less, speaks deliberately, and maintains emotional stability signals strength to the subconscious mind. Humans associate emotional control with safety and authority. silence creates space for projection. Others begin assigning meaning, depth, and confidence where little is shown. When used ethically, this creates respect. When used maliciously, silence becomes punishment. Emotional withdrawal turns into control, and confusion replaces communication. The seventh and most dangerous trick is future projection. The human brain bonds deeply to imagined experiences. When someone paints pictures of a shared future growth, connection, belonging, the listener emotionally invests before reality confirms anything. The brain doesn't clearly separate imagination from memory. Emotional attachment forms to something that hasn't happened yet. This is why broken promises hurt more than present rejection. The loss isn't of a person, it's of a future that felt real. When it's false, it creates emotional devastation. These psychological mechanisms do not work because people are weak. They work because the human mind evolved for survival, not manipulation. Attraction was designed to form bonds quickly in uncertain environments. When someone understands these triggers, they can either use them responsibly or exploit them ruthlessly. Awareness is the only defense. The more unconscious the process, the stronger its influence. What makes these tricks feel illegal is not their existence, but their invisibility. Most people never realize why they feel drawn to someone who harms them emotionally. They blame themselves for staying. They confuse intensity with connection, but the truth is uncomfortable. Their brain was responding exactly as it was designed to respond. And once you recognize these patterns, attraction stops feeling mysterious and starts feeling understandable. Understanding these mechanisms doesn't make you cold, it makes you conscious. It allows you to choose attraction instead of being controlled by it. It allows you to recognize when desire is growing from safety versus when it's growing from fear. The most dangerous relationships don't begin with pain. They begin with excitement that feels too intense to question. Attraction is not magic. It is psychology operating quietly beneath emotion. Scarcity creates value. Mirroring creates familiarity. Uncertainty creates obsession. Vulnerability creates bonds. Identity validation creates attachment. And future projection creates emotional investment. None of these mechanisms are evil on their own. They become dangerous only when they are used without empathy, honesty, and responsibility. Awareness transforms attraction from a trap into a choice. When you understand how attraction works, you stop confusing anxiety with love and control with care. You begin choosing relationships that expand you instead of consuming you. If this video helped you recognize patterns from your past or understand emotions you couldn't explain before, then this awareness is already protecting you. Subscribe to this channel for deeper insights into attraction. Share this video with someone who might be confusing intensity with love or attention with connection. And remember, this real attraction doesn't make you lose yourself. It makes you more aware of who you are.